Most people believe intelligence is about knowing more facts, formulas, and correct answers.
But the truth is far more interesting. The real difference isn't in how much information someone has, it's in how they think. It's in how they look at situations, the questions they ask, and how they stay grounded when others lose control. You don't need a perfect memory or straight A's to think deeply.
You need a different approach.
Today, we'll break down 5 habits that separate people who truly know how to think. They're simple, but almost no one actually practices them.
If you apply even one, you'll notice changes. People will start asking for your advice, stress will decrease, and your sense of control will grow.
Let's go step by step.
First,
They don't try to win arguments.
a common mistake is turning every disagreement into a battle.
Raised voices, pushing harder, trying to prove you're right at any cost.
But strong thinkers do something different.
Instead of pressure, they use questions.
Not sarcastic or manipulative ones, genuine questions like, "Can you walk me through how you came to that conclusion?"
Or, what made you see it that way?
They don't want to win, they want to understand. And here's the paradox. When you stop attacking, people start listening. They become less defensive and more open. That's when real perspective shifts happen. There's a subtle principle at play. You can't force someone to change their mind, but you can guide them to re-examine their own reasoning.
And often, they'll adjust their position on their own.
Second, they see patterns, not isolated events. Many people obsess over single moments.
Failed a test? I'm hopeless. Got rejected? There's something wrong with me. One bad day? Everything is falling apart.
Deep thinkers zoom out.
That failure isn't a verdict, it's feedback. Maybe the study method needs to change. Maybe sleep matters more than expected. Maybe it's time to ask for help.
They treat events as data for analysis, not as judgments about their worth.
Instead of asking, "What's wrong with me?"
They ask, "What is this showing me?"
What can I adjust? What's the next move?
When you see the bigger picture, problems turn into projects. And projects can be solved. Third, they protect their focus. An enormous amount of energy is wasted worrying about things outside our control. What others think, tomorrow's weather, a boss's mood, hypothetical failures in the future. None of it changes reality. It only drains you. Strategic thinkers use a simple filter. If I can't influence it, I don't give it my mental energy. Instead, they concentrate on their sphere of control. You can't control the rain, but you can bring an umbrella. You can't control someone's opinion, but you can control your behavior. You can't guarantee an outcome, but you can prepare at your highest level. This frees up energy. And energy is fuel for real improvement. Fourth, they are comfortable with silence. Many people are afraid of pauses. The moment a conversation gets quiet, they rush to fill it with random words, anything to avoid silence. But a deliberate pause is powerful. Deep thinkers listen first. Then they reflect. Only after that do they speak. They don't interrupt. They don't rush. And that's exactly why their words carry weight. When you pause before answering, you add gravity to your response. When you truly listen, the other person feels respected. Quiet individuals often appear wiser, not because they know more, but because they choose their words carefully. Try a simple experiment. Before responding, silently count to 3. You'll notice how much sharper your answers become.
Fifth,
They choose their response.
most people live on autopilot.
Someone cuts them off in traffic, instant anger. A rude comment, sharp reply. Plans fall apart, frustration and complaints.
People with inner strength insert a pause between the event and the reaction.
One breath. One question. Is this worth my energy?
What's the smartest way to respond?
If someone is rude, they don't automatically respond with more rudeness.
They understand that the other person might be overwhelmed. Their goal isn't escalation, it's control.
This isn't weakness.
It's strategy.
The person who stays calm while others drown in emotion always has the long-term advantage.
Here's the key takeaway.
You don't need to be the most knowledgeable or the loudest person in the room.
You don't need to know everything.
You simply need to think differently. Ask questions instead of attacking. Look for patterns instead of catastrophes. Focus on what you control. Value silence and choose your reactions consciously.
Most people continue arguing, worrying, and reacting impulsively.
But if you practice these 5 principles, something shifts.
You'll stay calm when others panic. You'll see solutions where others see dead ends.
Your decisions will become sharper because you're thinking, not just reacting. People notice that. They're drawn to those who maintain clarity under pressure. And the best part?
You don't have to be born a genius.
You just have to train awareness and stop living on autopilot.
Now, take one simple step.
Choose one habit. Just one.
Don't try to change everything at once. That's how people quit.
Maybe start with pausing before reacting. Or with asking questions instead of arguing.
Practice it for the next week.
Observe the changes. And write down which habit you're committing to first.
You don't need to transform your entire life in a single day.
Change your thinking one habit at a time.
That's how real intellectual strength is built.